Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have another delicious keto dessert recipe for you. Today we are going to make keto carmelitas. These are fabulous. They are chocolatey, caramely, chewy, gooey, a delicious mess. And if you want a printable version of this recipe, you can check out my website at janet'sdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this recipe and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious, low-carb keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. So while we do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Line a 9 by 5 inch loaf pan with parchment paper and allow the paper to hang over the sides just a little bit so that you can use these as handles to easily remove the carmelitas once they're done baking. Then set the pan aside for a minute. In a large mixing bowl, combine 56 grams or around a half cup of coconut flour, 128 grams or around 3/4 cup of the brown sweetener of your choice. I'm using brown monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever brown sugar sweetener you want. And 10 grams or around 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Sift these all together until they're fully combined and there are no lumps in the dry ingredients. Add 40 grams or around 1.5 cups of crushed pork rinds. If you don't want to use pork rinds, then you can use some crushed nuts or crush up whatever type of plain keto chip that you want. You just want something crunchy that you can crush up. Stir the crushed pork rinds into the dry ingredients until everything is fully combined and the pork rinds are evenly distributed throughout the mixture. Add 1/2 cup of butter that's been melted and cooled. Make sure it is cooled. You do not want to add hot butter. Stir the butter into the dry ingredients until all the dry ingredients are fully coated with the butter and you have a crumbly mixture. Make sure all of your dry ingredients get moistened. Scoop out about 1/4 cup of the coconut flour mixture and set it aside for just a minute. Place the remaining coconut flour mixture into your prepared loaf pan. Then use your fingers or the back of the measuring cup and press the mixture firmly and evenly throughout the bottom of the prepared loaf pan. Make sure that you press it nice and firm so it doesn't fall apart on you once it's done baking. Place the pan into your preheated oven. Bake at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. This is just going to firm up the base of the dessert a little bit. We're not looking to cook this all the way through right now. We're just firming up the base. After 10 minutes, remove the pan from the oven. Immediately sprinkle 6 ounces or around 1 cup of the keto chocolate chips of your choice evenly over the firm base. I prefer Lily's Keto's chocolate chips, but you can use whatever keto chocolate chip you want. If you want to give your carmelitas a little bit more bulk, then you can sprinkle about 54 grams or around a half cup of the chopped nuts of your choice over the chocolate chips. You don't have to do this if you're allergic to nuts or you just don't want the nuts on there. You don't have to do that. I like to add the nuts because it gives it a little bit more bulk. Plus, the nuts help even out the sweetness of this dessert. Drizzle 164 grams or around a half cup of the keto caramel sauce or keto caramel ice cream topping of your choice evenly over the chips and the nuts. Make sure you spread the caramel evenly and that it covers all of the chips and if you're using the nuts. Now, if you can't find pre-made keto caramel sauce or keto caramel ice cream topping, then what I like to do is I like to place about a cup or so of keto caramel candy squares into a medium saucepan with about 1 to 2 tablespoons of coconut milk. Then I heat it over medium heat and I keep stirring it continuously until it fully melts and it's a nice smooth sauce. Or you can use Chalk Zero's caramel flavored syrup. If you choose to use that, just stir it together with a couple teaspoons of coconut milk just to give it a little bit more of a creamy texture. Whatever sauce you choose to use, you just want to make sure it's not thin. If the caramel sauce you have does seem to be a little bit thin, then just whisk in a couple teaspoons of coconut flour to give it a thickness. Basically, you just want to make sure that your caramel sauce has thickness to it. You don't want to take a spoonful of it and then turn the spoon upside down and it just rolls off your spoon really fast. Then that means your sauce is too thin and you need to add a little bit of coconut flour to thicken it up a little bit. If you take a spoonful of your sauce and turn your spoon upside down and it doesn't drizzle off your spoon at all, that means it's too thick. And you need to add a couple teaspoons of coconut milk to thin it out a little bit, or melt it in the microwave for just 5-10 seconds to thin it out a little bit. So ideally, when you take a scoop of your caramel sauce and you turn your spoon upside down, it should drizzle off your spoon slowly, not dump off all the way and not just stay stuck to your spoon. You want the sauce to drizzle off your spoon so that you can evenly spread it over the chips and the nuts. Once you have your caramel evenly spread over the chips, and if you're using the nuts, over the nuts also, then take your reserved coconut flour pork rind mixture and sprinkle it evenly over the caramel. Make sure that you completely cover your caramel sauce with the coconut flour pork rind mixture. If it seems like it's not completely covering the caramel, you can always just crumble up a few more pork rinds and sprinkle them over the top until all the caramel sauce is covered with the coconut flour pork rind mixture. Place the pan in your preheated oven. Bake at 350 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes or until the top of the dessert is lightly golden. Once the carmelita slab is done baking, remove it from the oven and allow it to cool in the pan for about 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, use a butter knife and push the sides of the carmelita slab slightly away from the sides of the pan. You're wanting to kind of loosen the slab up a little bit and to be able to get air around the carmelita slab. That way it can cool off faster and not be so hard to get out of the pan once it does cool off. Place it in your freezer for about 20 minutes or until the carmelita slab is completely cooled and firm. You want to make sure this is 100% cool before you try to cut it. After 20 minutes, remove the pan from the freezer. Then again, use your butter knife and loosen the sides of the carmelita slab away from the sides of the loaf pan. Then grasp the overhanging parchment paper and lift the carmelita slab out of the loaf pan and place it onto a clean cutting surface. Then cut the slabs into cubes that are about 1 by 1 inch in size. You do not want these to be very big pieces at all. This is a very sweet tasting, rich dessert. Very tasty, but you don't want to eat very much of it at once. Once you have the carmelitas cut into your 1 by 1 inch cubes, you can serve them immediately. If you do have any leftovers, which I know you will, store them in an airtight container in your refrigerator for up to 1 week, or you can freeze them up to 1 month. Eat and enjoy. And that's a recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.